Welcome to the Conspiracy Archive. I'm your host, Ben Carter. As the sun sets on the horizon, the world of the clandestine begins to stir, a world where the ordinary rules of logic and fact are twisted into narratives of the extraordinary. One such narrative that has captured the attention of many is the theory of adrenochrome harvesting. Adrenochrome, a chemical compound with the molecular formula C9H9NO3, is a byproduct of the oxidation of adrenaline. Its effects on the human body are still not entirely understood, but it has been observed to have psychoactive properties, which have led to its portrayal in popular culture as a sort of super drug. This portrayal has certainly fanned the flames of intrigue and speculation, leading to the birth of a myriad of theories, one of the most prominent being the act of adrenochrome harvesting. While scientific evidence regarding the psychoactive effects of adrenochrome has been largely inconclusive, the lack of definitive proof has not deterred the spread of theories about its use. In the deepest corners of the internet, whispers circulate of a clandestine market where this substance is traded as a highly prized commodity. Stories abound of shadowy figures, elites who are alleged to go to extreme lengths to procure adrenochrome. The method of harvesting adrenochrome, as detailed in these theories, is a topic that is as harrowing as it is controversial. It is rumored that the compound is extracted from the adrenal glands of living subjects, a process that is said to intensify under conditions of extreme fear and distress. This macabre method is not for the faint of heart and has been the subject of much debate and controversy. The narrative of adrenochrome harvesting has also been used to fuel conspiracy theories involving high-profile individuals and organizations. These theories often posit that the world's elites are involved in this practice, using their power and influence to maintain a steady supply of the substance. Despite the lack of concrete evidence to support these theories, they continue to persist, fueled by a potent mix of suspicion, fear, and fascination. The world of adrenochrome harvesting presents a narrative that is as compelling as it is chilling, a narrative that continues to captivate those who dare to venture into the mysteries of the unknown. Theories like these, that push the boundaries of our understanding and dare to question the established paradigms, remain an integral part of our collective quest for knowledge and truth. Whether or not adrenochrome harvesting exists in reality, its place within the realm of the forbidden cannot be denied. The narrative of adrenochrome harvesting is deeply rooted in our cultural and historical psyche. It can be traced back to ancient civilizations, where ritualistic ceremonies and sacrifices were performed to appease deities or to invoke mystical powers. The adrenal gland, the site from where adrenochrome is said to be extracted, was often symbolically significant in these cultures. This gland, responsible for our fight-or-flight response, is associated with fear and excitement, emotions that were thought to please the gods or induce certain states of consciousness in those who consumed the substance extracted from it. In the 20th century, this concept found a new home within the realms of science fiction and horror. The infamous novel, A Clockwork Orange, by Anthony Burgess, introduced adrenochrome to popular culture, describing it as a drug that induces a hallucinogenic high. This portrayal of adrenochrome was later reinforced by Hunter S. Thompson's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, where the protagonist consumes adrenochrome, leading to an intense psychedelic experience. Both these works of fiction added fuel to the speculative fire around adrenochrome. The adrenochrome harvesting theory also finds roots in the political landscape. In recent years, it has been weaponized as a tool for political propaganda, used to discredit or demonize certain individuals or organizations. High-profile figures, especially those with any degree of influence or power, have often found themselves at the center of these conspiracy theories. Accusations of involvement in adrenochrome harvesting are frequently used as a form of character assassination, a way to cast doubt on a person's moral standing. The cultural backdrop of the adrenochrome harvesting theory also includes elements of social fear and anxiety. The idea of a shadowy elite preying on the vulnerable taps into deep-seated fears about power imbalances, exploitation, and the unknown. This sense of fear is only amplified by the clandestine nature of the alleged adrenochrome trade, creating a narrative that continues to intrigue and horrify in equal measure. In this context, the adrenochrome harvesting theory becomes more than just a theory. It becomes a reflection of our collective fears and anxieties, our fascination with the macabre, and our desire to uncover hidden truths. It is a testament to the power of narratives and how they can shape our perception of reality, regardless of their factual accuracy. In the realm of the forbidden, the adrenochrome harvesting theory finds its place, a chilling tale that continues to both captivate and unsettle those who dare to delve into its depths. The adrenochrome harvesting theory has been shaped by several key figures and events over the years. A noteworthy character in the narrative is Fritz Springmeier, an American conspiracy theorist and author. Springmeier has written several books on the Illuminati and mind control, and these works have contributed to the spread of the adrenochrome harvesting theory. His writings often delve into the intricacies of the supposed elite, their rituals, and their goals, framing adrenochrome harvesting as a practice linked to power, dominance, and a desire for immortality. Springmeier's narratives have been further amplified by the advent of the Internet, where conspiracy theories often find fertile ground. The rise of online platforms and forums has allowed for the rapid dissemination of such ideas, leading to their widespread visibility. Forums like 4chan and Reddit, websites like InfoWars, and the more recent QAnon movement are notable examples of such platforms. The QAnon movement, in particular, has played a significant role in popularizing the adrenochrome harvesting theory. Emerging in 2017, QAnon is based on cryptic posts, referred to as Q-drops, made by an anonymous user on 4chan. This movement has propagated a variety of conspiracy theories, including the belief in a global cabal of pedophiles involved in adrenochrome harvesting. The QAnon narrative has found a substantial following, with followers often citing adrenochrome harvesting as evidence of the alleged evils perpetrated by the elite. The theory has also been shaped by various events and scandals that have fueled public distrust in institutions and elites. High-profile cases of corruption, abuse, and exploitation have added credibility to the idea that those in power could be capable of unimaginable atrocities. Incidents like the Jeffrey Epstein scandal and the revelations of the Panama Papers have only served to reinforce these beliefs. In the realm of pop culture, figures like Johnny Depp and the band Red Hot Chili Peppers have indirectly contributed to the theory. Depp's portrayal of Hunter S. Thompson in the film adaptation of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas brought the concept of adrenochrome to a wider audience. Similarly, the Red Hot Chili Peppers song Slow Cheetah mentions adrenochrome, again stirring interest in the substance. Through all these elements, the adrenochrome harvesting theory has been shaped and propagated, becoming a complex narrative that continues to draw interest and speculation. The theory's enduring appeal lies not just in its shocking claims, but also in its exploration of power, fear, and the unknown. It is a story that resonates with our innate curiosity about the darker aspects of human nature and society, and our desire to expose the truth, no matter how forbidden it may be. The most compelling evidence or claims for the adrenochrome harvesting theory primarily come from the realm of the Internet, where believers share proof and evidence to validate their beliefs. These pieces of evidence often circulate in the form of testimonials, images, videos, and documents, mostly anonymous and unverifiable. One significant claim within the adrenochrome harvesting theory is the involvement of the global elite and powerful figures. Believers assert that the harvesting is performed on a mass scale, with the world's most influential figures participating in or benefiting from the process. While concrete proof of this is lacking, the theory's proponents point to instances of alleged corruption and scandal among the elite as indirect evidence. The theory also posits that adrenochrome is extracted from children specifically. Proponents argue that the substance is most potent when it comes from young individuals who are in a state of fear and stress. This aspect of the theory is particularly chilling and controversial, with believers suggesting that children are systematically kidnapped and abused for this purpose. Another significant element of the theory is the supposed effects of adrenochrome. Believers claim that those who ingest adrenochrome experience a euphoric, psychedelic high, along with anti-aging benefits. They assert that this is why the substance is in high demand among the elite, despite the horrific means of obtaining it. In terms of actual physical evidence, some point to the existence of adrenochrome itself. Adrenochrome is a real compound, which can be purchased legally for research purposes. But proponents of the theory interpret its legality and availability as a cover-up for its more sinister uses. The mysterious deaths of certain figures are also cited as evidence. For instance, some connect the untimely demise of celebrities like Anthony Bourdain and Chester Bennington to their alleged knowledge about adrenochrome harvesting. Again, these claims lack concrete proof and are largely conjecture-based. Finally, the adrenochrome harvesting theory is supported by an elaborate web of interconnected conspiracy theories, such as the existence of a global pedophile ring and the notion of systemic human trafficking. While these broader conspiracy theories are themselves controversial and unproven, their existence provides a larger context that bolsters the adrenochrome harvesting narrative. The adrenochrome harvesting theory is, undeniably, a complex and disturbing narrative that pushes the boundaries of what many consider believable. However, its proponents remain steadfast, propelled by a deep distrust of the elite and a desire to unveil what they perceive as hidden truths. Despite the lack of solid evidence, the theory persists, fueled by the power of belief and the unsettling possibility of its reality. Turning our focus to the analysis and verification of the evidence, it is important to note the strengths and flaws of these claims. One of the main strengths of the adrenochrome harvesting theory is its grounding in real topics and issues. Adrenochrome does indeed exist, and is a known product of the oxidation of adrenaline. Its psychoactive effects, though not widely studied, have been reported in scientific literature, lending some credence to claims of its use as a recreational drug. Moreover, the theory's ties with other conspiracy theories add to its robustness in the eyes of believers. The idea that a shadowy elite could be involved in nefarious activities is not new or unique to this theory. The interconnectivity of these theories creates a larger narrative that many find compelling, despite the lack of empirical evidence. However, the theory is significantly weakened by its reliance on conjecture and inference. The connection between the existence of adrenochrome and its alleged harvesting from humans is tenuous at best, based largely on the interpretation of circumstantial evidence. The supposed deaths of celebrities due to their knowledge of adrenochrome harvesting are similarly speculative, with no definitive proof linking these tragic events to the theory. The claim that adrenochrome is particularly potent when harvested from frightened individuals, especially children, is another point of contention. This detail seems to be drawn more from the realms of horror fiction than from scientific fact. Adrenochrome's psychoactive properties are not enhanced by the emotional state of the donor, according to known medical and biochemical literature. Furthermore, the notion of a vast international conspiracy involving the world's elite is a staple of many conspiracy theories. While such a conspiracy is not impossible, the sheer scale and complexity of the operation described by proponents of the theory strain credibility. Without more substantial evidence, these claims remain firmly in the realm of speculation. In conclusion, the adrenochrome harvesting theory is a tapestry of fact and fiction, woven together with threads of suspicion, fear, and a desire for truth. While it contains kernels of reality, the lack of concrete evidence and reliance on conjecture compromises its overall credibility. However, for those who believe, these weaknesses are seen not as flaws, but as signs of a cover-up, further fueling the fire of their belief. The adrenochrome harvesting theory, like many conspiracy theories, thrives on the unknown and the unproven, a testament to the power of belief and the enduring allure of the hidden and forbidden. Not all who engage with the adrenochrome harvesting theory do so as fervent believers. A substantial number of critics and skeptics approach the theory with a questioning, analytical eye, challenging its core assumptions and demanding more substantial evidence. However, the path of skepticism is not without its challenges. For one, the adrenochrome harvesting theory is deeply entwined with a web of related conspiracy theories. Critics argue that this interconnectivity can create an echo chamber effect, reinforcing beliefs while dismissing counter-arguments as part of the alleged cover-up. The theory's resilience in the face of skepticism can make it difficult for critics to gain traction, as any attempt at debunking is often seen as a validation of the conspiracy. The lack of hard evidence is a major point of contention for skeptics. The adrenochrome harvesting theory, like many conspiracy theories, is heavily reliant on circumstantial evidence, conjecture, and interpretation. Critics argue that without direct, verifiable proof of the alleged harvesting practices, the theory lacks the necessary foundation to be considered credible. The theory's reliance on fear and suspicion, particularly towards the world's elite, is another point of concern. Critics argue that this element of the theory plays into pre-existing biases and prejudices, fostering an environment of distrust and division. While corruption and power abuse certainly exist, skeptics caution against painting all those in positions of power with the same brush. The scientific inaccuracies present within the theory also draw criticism. The psychoactive properties of adrenochrome and the claim that fear enhances its potency lack substantiation in the scientific community. Critics argue that these details appear to be more influenced by horror fiction than by scientific fact. Critics of the adrenochrome harvesting theory strive to bring a dose of reality to the discussion, challenging the theory's more fantastical elements with hard facts and logical reasoning. Yet, their efforts often meet with resistance from believers who see their skepticism as part of the alleged cover-up. This deep-seated belief, critics argue, shows the power of conspiracy theories to shape perceptions of the world, even in the face of contradictory evidence. The dynamic between believers and skeptics of the adrenochrome harvesting theory underscores the complexities of the human mind and our relationship with truth. It illustrates how the desire for answers, the fear of the unknown, and the allure of the forbidden can intertwine to create narratives that, regardless of their veracity, hold a potent hold over those who believe. The societal and cultural implications of the adrenochrome harvesting theory are profound. The belief in such conspiracies can have a dramatic impact on people's perceptions of society, influencing their interactions and shaping their worldview. The theory echoes a deep-seated suspicion of the elite, a sentiment that has been prevalent throughout history. These suspicions can manifest in various ways, such as distrust of the government, the media, and other institutions of power. Such beliefs can fuel social discord, promoting division and perpetuating fear. The theory also highlights the power of the internet and social media in shaping public opinion. The digital age has made it possible for ideas, no matter how fringe or controversial, to be disseminated widely and rapidly. This can contribute to the polarization of society as people cluster in echo chambers that reinforce their existing beliefs. Furthermore, the adrenochrome harvesting theory underscores the human tendency to seek out narratives that make sense of a complex world, even when those narratives are not grounded in empirical evidence. This speaks to the allure of the unknown and the forbidden, as well as the human need for certainty in an uncertain world. Indeed, the adrenochrome harvesting theory is emblematic of a broader cultural phenomenon, the rise of conspiracy theories. This trend reflects a shift in societal attitudes, a growing skepticism towards mainstream narratives, and a willingness to embrace alternative explanations. This cultural shift is not without consequence. The proliferation of conspiracy theories can undermine trust in institutions and destabilize social cohesion. It can fuel fear and paranoia, creating an environment ripe for manipulation and exploitation. The adrenochrome harvesting theory, then, serves as a mirror reflecting broader societal trends and anxieties. It offers a glimpse into the human psyche, revealing our fears, our desires, and our deep-seated need to make sense of the world around us. Its resonance with believers, despite the lack of scientific evidence, underscores the power of narrative and the enduring allure of the forbidden. Yet it also serves as a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the dangers of misinformation and unchecked speculation. As we grapple with the complexities of our post-truth era, the adrenochrome harvesting theory serves as a stark reminder of the power of belief and the potential consequences when that belief is rooted in unverified claims and fear. In the realm of the media, the adrenochrome harvesting theory has been portrayed in a multitude of ways. From obscure internet forums to mainstream news outlets, the narrative has taken on various forms, each telling its own version of the story. The media, in many ways, is a reflection of society, amplifying the ideas, fears, and beliefs that permeate the cultural landscape. In the darker corners of the internet, where the theory first originated, it has been presented as an irrefutable truth. Here, anecdotes, conjecture, and unverified claims are woven into a narrative that paints a chilling portrait of the world's elite. This narrative, once confined to the fringes, has been propelled into the mainstream, catching the attention of influential figures and media outlets. Some mainstream media channels have covered the theory, often highlighting its lack of scientific basis and its potential to incite hysteria and fear. Their coverage of the theory often centers on its role in the proliferation of conspiracy theories and misinformation, underscoring the potential dangers of unchecked speculation. Simultaneously, the theory has been appropriated by entertainment platforms, appearing as subtext in various films and television series. Here, it is presented not as fact, but as a form of narrative intrigue, a plot device that adds an element of the macabre and the forbidden. This form of media portrayal serves to further embed the adrenochrome harvesting theory into the cultural zeitgeist. However, the media's portrayal of the adrenochrome harvesting theory is not without its own pitfalls. By amplifying the narrative, the media risks legitimizing it, no matter how tenuous its factual basis. This can contribute to the proliferation of the theory, lending credence to its claims and fueling public fear and suspicion. Moreover, by focusing on the sensational aspects of the theory, the media can inadvertently eclipse the more nuanced discussions about the underlying societal anxieties that the theory reflects. These anxieties, rooted in a distrust of institutions and a sense of powerlessness, demand careful examination and thoughtful dialogue, yet they often go unaddressed in the face of the more sensational aspects of the adrenochrome theory. The media, in essence, plays a dual role. It can serve as a platform for the dissemination of misinformation, but it can also serve as a tool for critical inquiry and public education. The portrayal of the adrenochrome harvesting theory underscores this delicate balance, reminding us of the power of narratives and the profound impact they can have on society. In the midst of this media frenzy, there lies the shadowy realm of fringe theories and speculative takes on adrenochrome harvesting. These are the tales that dwell in the secret corners of the internet, fueling the imaginations of conspiracy theorists and paranormal enthusiasts alike. While they may lack hard scientific evidence, they are undoubtedly a part of the larger narrative and warrant exploration. One such theory suggests that adrenochrome harvesting is not merely a product of the modern age, but a practice that stretches back into antiquity. Proponents of this belief argue that ancient civilizations, including the Egyptians and the Mayans, had an understanding of the potent properties of adrenochrome and that they engaged in rituals involving the consumption of human blood in order to tap into its power. These theories often draw on archaic texts and depictions of ritualistic behavior to substantiate their claims. Taking a leap into the realm of the extraterrestrial, another speculative theory posits that adrenochrome harvesting is not merely a human endeavor, but one that involves otherworldly beings. This theory suggests that certain extraterrestrial species require adrenochrome for their survival or to enhance their abilities, and that they have manipulated human society to procure it. While this theory may seem outlandish, it is deeply rooted in the lore of many UFO and alien conspiracy circles. A third fringe theory suggests a connection between adrenochrome harvesting and the occult. This perspective alleges that secret societies and occult groups engage in adrenochrome harvesting as part of dark rituals, using the substance to achieve altered states of consciousness or to attain supernatural powers. The proponents of this theory often reference alleged instances of occult rituals involving the consumption of human blood, drawing parallels to the adrenochrome harvesting narrative. It's important to remember that these fringe theories, while intriguing, are often based more on speculation than on solid evidence. Yet they continue to circulate and evolve, weaving intricate webs of narrative that blur the line between fact and fiction. These theories, however dark or fantastical, are a testament to the power of storytelling and the human drive to make sense of the world, even when the answers lie in the realms of the uncanny and the unknown. They remind us that narratives, once released into the world, can take on a life of their own, growing and changing in ways that are as unpredictable as they are fascinating. The adrenochrome harvesting narrative, as we have explored, is a complex tapestry of speculation, myth, and fringe belief. From ancient civilizations to extraterrestrial beings, and from secret societies to the occult, it spans across a broad spectrum of human imagination and intrigue. This narrative, however, does more than just tell a story. It serves as a mirror, reflecting our collective fascination with the hidden and the forbidden, our insatiable curiosity about the unknown, and our enduring quest for knowledge and understanding. It underscores our primal fear of the dark and the monstrous, as well as our relentless pursuit of power and immortality. And perhaps most importantly, it reveals our deep-seated need to make sense of the world and our place in it, a need that often leads us to construct intricate narratives and theories, regardless of their veracity. Speculative theories about adrenochrome harvesting, while lacking concrete evidence, continue to thrive in the shadowy realms of conspiracy and the supernatural. They are perpetuated by our collective consciousness, fueled by our fascination with mystery and the uncanny, and sustained by our desire to push the boundaries of our understanding. These narratives, however fantastical, serve a purpose. They challenge us to question the world around us, to look beyond the surface, to delve into the darkness and uncover the hidden. They prompt us to confront our fears, to grapple with the unknown, and to explore the myriad possibilities that lie beyond the boundaries of our understanding. They invite us to embark on a journey into the realms of the forbidden and the extraordinary, to immerse ourselves in the enigma of existence, and to wrestle with the profound questions that lie at the heart of our human experience. As we draw this exploration to a close, we leave not with answers, but with more questions. The adrenochrome harvesting narrative, like all great mysteries, does not yield its secrets easily. But in our quest to uncover the truth, we are reminded of the power of the human imagination, the allure of the unknown, and the enduring pull of the forbidden. And perhaps in the end, that is the most powerful revelation of all. Thanks for listening. This has been the Conspiracy Archive. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to the Forbidden Knowledge Network on Patreon. Subscribe now.